and my sister, y'all. We got the farm workers out here. We got the farm workers out here. Show out, show out. Real quick. Make sure we understand it. We have working class families being attacked right now. You are hearing voices of people on the front lines of this work. So I want to remind you, if this government can come up and knock on your door, they can come up and snatch your neighbor, they can come to your church, they can come to your synagogue, they can come to your mosque and take your co-workers, they can take your friend, your family. That means you're on the front lines too. I hope you got your eyes open to realize you're on the front lines too. Get a chance real quick. People want to know who we are. So we tell them. We are the workers. We are the workers. Mighty, mighty 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 workers. Mighty, 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 mighty workers. Mighty, mighty workers. Let's go. Let's go. Give it up. So next, I want to make sure we can have an opportunity for before we start our march. Before we do that, I want to point to my right side.
Our fields, they build our infrastructure, care for our children, our aging parents. So when they fall through the cracks, this doesn't just hurt them. It destabilizes the very industries the rest of us rely on as well.
Los inmigrantes trabajan en nuestros campos, construyen nuestra infraestructura. Para aprender más acerca de este proyecto de ley, por favor, visita la página web students.org o habla con una de las personas que está usando una camiseta como la mía.
And I'll end with this. When we fight, when we organize,
How we doing, everyone? Are you taking in your vitamin D? All right. We have a few important acknowledgements today. One of them comes from the sheet metal, air, rail, and transit workers. One of their members, Brother Ilman Abrego Garcia. Have you heard of him? Say his name. Ilman Abrego Garcia. Ilman Abrego Garcia. Ilman Abrego Garcia. We want him back. He should not have been taken in the first place. I want to read a statement from his union. He was a first-year apprentice from Smart Local 100 who was mistakenly deported by the U.S. government, then imprisoned in El Salvador without due process or opportunity for appeal. If this can happen to Garcia, it can happen to anyone. Ilman fled El Salvador after enduring threats and extortion from violent Barrio 18 gang. These threats were so severe that the U.S. immigration judge granted him legal protection in 2019. And despite this protection, Brother Abrego Garcia was unlawfully detained and forcefully deported on March 12, 2025, while driving home from work with his son. He was delivered into the hands of the very gang he fled. He is said to be imprisoned in El Salvador, second prison infamous for inhumane conditions and gang violence. The U.S. government has no legal authority to snatch a person who is lawfully in the United States and remove him from the country without due process. The government's contention otherwise, its argument that federal courts are powerless to intervene, are unconscionable. Free Gilman! Free Gilman! Free Gilman! Free Gilman! When we fight, when we fight, when we fight. All right, I get to introduce the next speaker, and I only have one word for her. Chingona. Do you know what that word means? My mama is a chingona. A lot of you out there are chingonas. This chingona is the president of SEIU 6, one of the toughest labor warriors in this city, Senia Jabalera.
good afternoon, labor family. Good afternoon, immigrant rights community. And
entre quién está dentro y quién está salvo y quién está fuera y quién no está salvo. Cada semana más de nosotros descubrimos que estamos afuera porque somos indocumentados o porque apoyamos a los inmigrantes o porque exigimos el fin del genocidio o porque somos parte de la comunidad LGBTQ o simplemente porque nos importa la vida de otras personas.
But here's the thing. The thing about it is that the more of us he pushes out, the more of us will find each other out here together.
Pero la cosa es esta, entre más nos empuja hacia afuera, más nos vamos a encontrar aquí afuera.
I am standing on this stage as the child of immigrants. I am here because of their dream that America would offer them the opportunity, that hard work was a ticket to safety. My mom was able to secure her citizenship, my dad was not. And during the Obama administration, my father was sent to the detention center in Tacoma. The same one that unjustly holds our union sister, Lulin Dixon, right now.
Hoy me paro en este escenario como hija de inmigrantes. Estoy aquí gracias al sueño de ellos, que los Estados Unidos les ofreciera oportunidad, que el trabajo duro fuera la vía hacia la seguridad. Mi mamá pudo obtener su ciudadanía, mi papá no. Y durante la administración de Obama, mi padre fue enviado al centro de detención en Tacoma, el mismo donde hoy en día tienen injustamente detenida a nuestra compañera sindical, Llewellyn Dixon.
My father was deported, and over a decade later, I still feel the same pain. It does not go away, and it breaks my heart knowing that there are many families, including children, that are feeling that exact pain.
Mi papá fue deportado y más de una década después, el dolor sigue siendo el mismo. El dolor no se va. Me parte el corazón saber que hay familias, incluyendo familias con niños, que están viviendo con ese mismo dolor.
It is clear right now that the Trump regime is using immigrants as scapegoats to take democracy away from us all. He is using TPS, temporary protected status, as a political weapon to hurt and demoralize all Americans.
Es claro que el régimen de Trump está usando a los inmigrantes como expiatorio para quitarnos la democracia a todos. Está usando el TPS, estatus de protección temporal, como arma política para herir y desmoralizar al pueblo estadounidense.
It shouldn't be this way. TPS is meant to offer safety to people who have no safety in their home countries. SEIU 6 members include TPS holders from many countries, including refugees from Afghanistan and Ukraine, who are just now finding solid footing here in Washington State.
No debería ser así. El TPS existe para brindar seguridad a quienes no la tienen en sus países de origen. En SEIU tenemos miembros con TPS de sus países, incluyendo refugiados de Afganistán y Ucrania, aquí en el estado de Washington.
I am calling on those of us with the privilege of American citizenship to speak up for immigrant families. Speak up for those with TPS. None of us should be scared of being sent back home or back to places that we've
Raise your hand. Where are our AFT striking workers? Let's give it up for the striking workers at AFT! Because this is what this day is about. There is another set of workers that are here. They are members of Local 117 that work at Mauser, and they've been locked out. Boom. They need your help. They need your help. They work dangerous conditions inside of their facility with toxic fumes in the process of recycling barrels. There are organizers here that are seeking your support. They have QR codes. Raise your hand if you're an IBT 117 organizer. Find those organizers and support these workers. They need your help. Can we get a round of applause for the lockdown workers at Mauser, members of IBT 117?
Because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, I want to introduce my next speaker, Bea, who is a second-generation Filipino overseas who works as a food service worker at UW Medical Center.
Yes, thank you.
She's a
Right. I picked my spot. It's a long stick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I even heard you guys say Italy.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I just
Yeah. Right. Which way they're going to exit?
I feel like they're going to go. I feel like they're going to go to the federal building.
Right.
And
They were thinking like West Wing or Denver Park.
But if you're straight downhill,
Right.
that's true. You don't need to.
So I was thinking the federal building.
Well, there's a couple. There's another one that's a lawyer protest that's already. So I assume they're going to be there. So drone team is set up at Line of Broadway. I think that's a good news. I think even John Harding can say traffic cams and drone, and if shit blows up downtown, we go down there. My plan is after we're done, we go back to the cars, scanner, and
Yeah, we just got to figure out which way they're going to go.
I think
That,
yeah. I can't imagine they go up. They could go to Denny.
That's super steep.
Either Pine or Broadway. One of the two. But they're going to go down. So. I'm going to listen.
I have to say, everybody who dealt with us has been nice. Did anybody give you trouble? I mean, they've been working. I've seen them working, but I've seen but see if you
It's all good.
So do you have anything worthwhile or whatever? I don't see
Wide sign that's the same color. But that's something that I have one. Everything I do is back on it.
Okay.
So I don't do that.
Right there?
That's the first illegal spot, and then like 4 other people.
Oh, okay. We actually found a.
yeah, thank God we found it.
The best one is there's the dumpsters right over here. There's a load zone that's on that small street, and that's where I park at the top. Wow. That's impressive.
And dignity and peace. Philadelphia, hear our call. Washington, D.C., hear our prayer. God of many names, hear our plea. Strengthen our hands for the work of justice. Strengthen our spirits for the long road ahead. Strengthen our unity, that together we may build a beloved community, not for some, but for all. Amen. Ashe. And so it is.
Hello, hello, everyone. doing today? So my name is Tiffany Davis. I am a food service worker down at Philadelphia Sports Complex. Yes. I also belong to a beautiful union called Unite Here, Local 274. Yes, where I am a key leader in a shop store and also on the e-board. Yes. I am fighting because I take care of my uncle, and Trump is trying to take away the medical care that my uncle needs. Yes. Our union fights billionaires every day and win. Last year, me and my coworkers, we went on strike. Yes. Yes, we did. We went on strike because Aramark didn't want to provide us health care or livable wages. So when Aramark said no, we started walking. Yes. Because when we go on strike, yes. So yes, now we're passing our torch to our hotel workers, our hotel brothers and sisters in our union. And now they're going up and they're fighting for livable wages and, understaffing. Because just imagine, you're going to work and you're doing more than, just one person's job. One job should be enough. We shouldn't have to do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 jobs. We should only have to do one job. And then just only imagine, right? Just only imagine when you go into work, you leaving your kids, you're leaving your loved ones to go and make your money, and you're not even making a livable wage. Rent is high, gas is high, and guess what, y'all? Eggs are too. Like, a carton of eggs is so much. So, I'm proud to introduce someone who always fights for the workers, someone who understands solidarity, because billionaires are afraid of solidarity. We are proud to stand in solidarity with Bernie. Everyone, please help me welcome Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you, Philadelphia. Let me thank all of you for coming out this afternoon. Let me thank Danny Bowder and the Philadelphia AFL-CIO. And let me thank all those who have spoken and will be speaking in a few moments. Brothers and sisters, what we are celebrating today in May Day is, in a sense, a sacred holiday. And all over our country, workers are coming out demanding justice, and all over the world, in dozens of countries, workers are standing up to oligarchy and demanding a world in which all people have a decent standard of living. Today, we remember the struggles and the sacrifices of workers for hundreds of years who have stood up to powerful special interests to create a better world. And today we thank our brothers and sisters in the trade union movement for continuing that struggle. May Day, as you know, was established way back in 1886. And workers then stood up to their very powerful bosses and said, you know what, we don't want to be slaves. We don't want to work 60, 70 hours a week. We want an 8-hour day. And throughout our history, workers stood up and they said, you know what, children should not be working in factories or in the fields. They should be in good schools. And throughout the years, workers said, we don't want our brothers and sisters dying in factories. We want safe working conditions. And workers in the trade union said that when people work more than 40 hours a week, as so many millions in our country do, they deserve and must have time and a half. And as a result of the struggles of the trade union movement, we have come a long way, not quite far enough, to end discrimination so that all people have an opportunity for a decent job, no matter what the color of their skin, where they were born, or their sexual orientation. And when we think about history, I want you all to remember the fact that we have a social security system today which guarantees benefits to our older people and disabled did not happen by accident. The trade union movement made it happen. And the fact that senior citizens today through Medicare can get the health care they need did not happen by accident. Trade union workers made it happen. And today, the fact that millions of lower income people and elderly people in nursing homes get supported by Medicaid did not happen by accident. The trade union movement made it happen. So my point is that because of the trade union movement, this country has come a long way over the last 150 years. But let me tell you something that you're not going to see in corporate media and something that you're not going to hear much about on the halls of Congress. And that is that while we have accomplished much, we still have an enormously important road forward if we're going to create an economy that works for all of us, not just a few. So let us be clear and lay it out on the table. In the year 2025 in America, we are now living in an oligarchic form of society. Never before in our history have so few had so much wealth while so many Americans are struggling. Never before have so few had so much political power while millions of Americans no longer vote. Millions of others have given up on democracy because they look at government and they say, government is owned by billionaires. You are not representing us. You know, a few years ago, when I talked about oligarchy, people were saying, oh, what is Bernie talking about? Well, Donald Trump has made it very clear what we are talking about when we talk about oligarchy. Oligarchy is a president who, when he gets inaugurated, he doesn't hide it. Right behind him are the three wealthiest people in America: Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg. And right behind them are 13 other billionaires who he has appointed to head major government agencies. I think all of us remember that when Abraham Lincoln was in Gettysburg, right here in Pennsylvania, and he looked out at a battlefield where a few days before 20,000 Union soldiers had died or been wounded. And he looked out and he said, our vision for the future of America is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Well, what everyone knows is that today we have a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for the billionaire class, and we will not allow that to continue. And let me be very clear. These oligarchs, these billionaires are not nice people. They are incredibly greedy people. You might think that somebody who has 10 or 20 billion dollars might be content, might think that's enough. Not these guys. They want it all. And they are prepared to destroy Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, nutrition programs in order to get more tax breaks for themselves. So today, brothers and sisters, we tell these greedy oligarchs, this country belongs to all of us, not the billionaire class. And let me tell you what else that is going on in our country today. Today, in the richest country in the history of the world, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck. Many of you are living paycheck to paycheck. Millions of people should not and will not live paycheck to paycheck in the richest country in the history of the world. Today in America, one man, Elon Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. Today in America, working class people live 7 years shorter lives than the rich. Today in America, the top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. And CEOs make 350 times more than the average worker. And here is something that we don't talk about enough, and it tells us why the American people are furious. Today, the average worker in America, despite a huge explosion in technology and worker productivity, that average worker is earning less money per week in inflation accounted for dollars than he or she did 52 years ago. So it's not hard to understand what's happened. Over the last 50 years, the very richest people in this country have become much richer, while 800,000 people today sleep out on the street and the average worker struggles. So let me tell you something. I have gone all over this country, as some of you may know. And what I am proud to tell you is the American people, by the millions, are saying no to oligarchy, no to Trump's authoritarianism, no to Trump's kleptocracy, and no to tax breaks for billionaires. And I'm here in Pennsylvania to tell any member of the Pennsylvania delegation that if they vote for tax breaks for billionaires and cut Medicaid, nutrition, and education, we are going to throw them out of their jobs. But brothers and sisters, our job right now, in my view, is twofold. First, we have got to fight Trump every single day. But secondly, we need to have a vision as to where our country goes in the future. And here is the bottom line, and I say that to my Democratic colleagues in the Congress. Stop defending the status quo economically. An economy in which the rich get richer and working people struggle should not be defended. So there are a number of things that we have got to keep our eyes on. And understand, please, you are living in the richest country in the history of the world. It is not a radical idea. It is not utopian to say that every man, woman, and child can and should have a decent standard of living. And at the top of the list of what we have got to do is to end a corrupt campaign finance system, a system that allows billionaires in both political parties to control the political process and our economy. Brothers and sisters, democracy is about one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. And if we're going to deal with the massive income and wealth inequality that currently exists, we're going to not give the rich tax breaks. We're going to demand that the billionaires and their corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. And if we're going to build the movement that we need to take power in this country, we need to grow the trade union movement in this country. Right now, there are millions of workers who want to join unions. They're unable to do so because of the illegal behavior of corporations. And that's why we're going to pass the PRO Act. And if workers, a majority of workers sign a union card, they're going to belong to a union. Brothers and sisters, we need to raise the minimum wage in this country to a living wage. No worker working 40 hours a week should live in poverty. And brothers and sisters, if we're going to
I got you. How you doing? Do you hear me?
Economy, we need the best educated workforce in the world. And making not only our public colleges and universities.
Lolo, can you hear me? I can hear you.
It means paying our teachers a raise that they deserve.
What's that?
There is no reason why we should not be having the best public education in the world and the best child care system in the world.
Of course. It's the media section. We got no choice.
Well,
Republican colleagues
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
want to cut Social Security.
They can't hear me.
22%, if you can believe this, seniors in this country are
Hello,
trying to
hello,
get
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Talking here.
Hello,
Hello, hello, talking
Can't
here.
afford to heat their homes, pay for their prescription drugs. We're not going to cut Social Security. Brothers and sisters, together, we're going to expand Social Security. By lifting the cap on taxable income.
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Let me tell you something else. I am old enough to remember something called a
Do you have me?
defined benefit pension plan.
yes.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
I know it's around the line to the younger people. Once upon a
Great. Are you
time,
coming to me right out of the
when
break?
workers worked in a decent job, when they retired, they had a strong, defined pension plan. We
Tyler, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. All right, so Tyler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on camera, and then I'm going to walk a little bit forward. I'm going to basically for you to show the environment, okay? Thank you.
Not to guarantee health care to all.
Casey, right?
85
Wonderful, thank you.
million are uninsured or underinsured, and we spend twice as much per capita on health
Yeah, sure.
care.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The function of healthcare is not to make insurance companies and truck companies rich. It's to provide healthcare to all. Together, we're going to pass Medicare for all, single payer. Donald Trump may think that climate change is
I
a
sure you
hoax.
can, Casey. How you doing?
You and I know that it is an existential threat. We can create millions
Of course.
of good-paying union
And I got Bernie right in the
jobs
background.
by transforming our energy system into energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Brothers and sisters, instead of spending $1 trillion a year on the military, instead of giving billions of dollars to Netanyahu and his war against the people of Gaza, we can cut military spending and build 5 million units of low-income and affordable housing. I'm not going to tell you that the struggle in front of us is easy. The oligarchs own the economy, they own the media, they own the political process. That's the reality. And I may not have a PhD